my bad, babe, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I'll change. And then you change, and every month you remember that time you did that? You know how annoying that is. And that's basically what you're doing. Look, they've already admitted to all the wrongs they did. They cannot undo them. You cannot undo slavery, you cannot undo the lynchings, but do you actually walk down the street anywhere near white people and think to yourself, I might get hung on a tree today? No, you don't. I don't. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bolo, coming to you with another video for educational purposes only. Today we're going to be talking about Jamal Bowman with 2 A's. Never seen him like that. Obviously his mama was dumb and it unfortunately is hereditary at this point. But yeah, he's gonna basically blame every black person's issues that they're dealing with on racism and the N-word. Now, I, in my mind, have no doubt that this person does not believe the things they're saying. I think most of these race hustlers are full of shit as far as, you know, having actual conviction behind what they say. I'm more conflicted in, are they coming up with this stuff on their own to raise their profile, or do they have superiors that are telling them, hey, push the race thing, push the race thing? That's the only thing I'm trying to decide, because no one talks like this in real. But let's watch the clip.
Catholic
pro-life
ministries bombed.
We are not dealing
Catholic
with America's original sin and its disease of hate and racism towards black and brown people, and sexism towards women, and anti-LGBTQ sentiment. We are not dealing with that. Your colleagues in the Republican Party do not hold each other accountable when it comes to the racism that comes from the party on a consistent basis.
Congressman, I mean, where are you on?
You can't be calm about this. I'm a black man in America. The reason why heart disease.
I'm white. I can't comment.
Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If your colleagues would listen.
First off, I'm glad white people are giving less and less of a shit when it comes to this mindless complaining. I'm glad. Keep it up, because we need to fix our own shit. Okay? 2, the reasons we're dealing with these things is because of poor life choices. No one have I'll put it to you this way. I've never talked to someone that was fat, diabetic, or anything for that matter, that ever said, hey man, if this country was a little bit less racist, I'd have a 6-pack. If this country was a little less racist, I wouldn't need this insulin shot. I've never heard it. I've never even heard anyone say, hey man, I can't sleep last night. Damn, what happened, brother? What happened? Why couldn't you sleep? Got sleep at 4 a.m. It's because there might be a white guy in a trailer park calling me nigga. No one cares. Okay, thirdly, black people in general live around mostly other black people. What are you talking about racism? We're not even dealing with the population on that much of a regular basis where it's gonna affect you day to day. Most people, white people live in mostly white neighborhoods, Asians live in mostly Asian neighborhoods. That's what we do here. We kind of go to our own little, you know, pockets with people that look like us. Maybe there's a black and Spanish neighborhood here or there, but for the most part, Caribbean, you know, you got little Haitis and Chinatowns and little Italys for a reason. It's because that's where those people went to, okay? No one loses sleep over this shit. Another thing is that word, for me personally speaking, holds no more weight than any other word that is meant to disrespect me. Okay, I don't lose sleep thinking like, oh man, there might be a guy in a penthouse or a guy next door, downstairs. He thinks I'm a nigger. Could care less, man. Could care less. All right. Reason I'm healthy is because I cook my food. I watch what I eat. I'm fairly active. And that's why you look like that and your chin is hanging. It's not because someone might be racist and not like you. Okay?
And try to learn and engage and grow and stop being so hateful, we could have a better country.
Jamal.
But unfortunately, we're still here.
Jamal,
The hate's coming from one
Jamal,
You're on TV,
I
you
feel
fat
your
fuck.
passion, and I understand where you're coming from, sincerely. I really, really do.
See, now right there, this is the problem. This right here is the problem. White man, do not appease this low IQ motherfucker. This right here is a big culprit. Yeah, we could talk about Jamal Bowman, but whoever this dude is and his ilk, the people like him, are a huge component of this bullshit. The reason why for the last, I want to say decade at least, we've been having to deal with this constant racism, blah, 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 all this bullshit. Don't say you understand. There's nothing to understand here. It's bullshit. There's nothing to understand. I need everyone watching this to realize this right here is a big problem.
It happens on both sides, Jamal. You might think it happens more on your
man.
side.
You
Jamal, when I leave the show,
have
Jamal, you should see my
people
Twitter
to
feed.
death,
I mean,
and they're acquitted. Rodney King, Abner Louima.
This nigga's talking about stuff over 20 years old. If this shit was happening at such a crazy rate, you wouldn't have to be bringing up Abner Louima. That happened when I was a kid. I'm gonna be 40 in a year and a half. That happened when I was a kid. And Rodney King, early 90s, mid 90s we're talking about here. If this was happening so often, you'd have an example from last week, last month. But you don't. It's gonna happen. You got bad apples everywhere, bro. Like, it's gonna happen. But to sit here and be like, we have, oh my God, a systemic racism. Everyone just hates blacks. You're on TV. Shitting on white people. Tell them how much they suck. And you're gonna go home to a nice big house. I know it. So, what are you talking about here? Unbelievable. But yeah, right here. Nah, don't let him get away with that shit. Oh, I totally understand what you're saying, Jamal. No, Jamal, you're full of shit. How about that?
Eric Gardner, Trayvon Martin, black cops in Memphis. It's not the same. And I don't want to qualify or quantify pain. That's not what I'm talking about. Everyone goes through pain. But the racism in this country is the disease that will destroy us. And it's destroying us right now as we speak.
You're a divided
January
country,
6th,
100%.
everybody was pardoned. Everybody's fine. Riots in LA, they're insurrectionists. But we pardoned everyone January 6th.
So, Congressman,
this
I was
is
there
America.
January 6th. I was evacuated January 6th. That was not a racist incident. I don't know why you're making that
My man was
connection.
walking through the Capitol with a
I was
Confederate
there.
flag.
I was evacuated, Congressman.
What does the Confederate flag represent?
Come on, Congressman.
I'm asking a question.
This was about a riot in the Capitol.
When you
To suggest-
erect a
of
wooden
course,
cross in
yeah.
American history, what does that mean? Google black
There's-
lynchings in the South and watch the images that come up with black people hanging from trees and white people looking and eating sandwiches. This
And
is
America-
America.
and
We're going
America-
to deal with it
and
or
America's
not.
Bruh, we're talking about stuff that happened a long time ago. No one's saying to forget history, but you don't bring it up every 2 seconds. If you fucked up, right? And your girl brings it up after y'all said, hey, look, we're sorry about this. My bad, babe, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I'll change. And then you change, and every month she's, remember that time you did that? You know how annoying that is. And that's basically what you're doing. Look, they've already admitted to all the wrongs they did. They cannot undo them. You cannot undo slavery, you cannot undo the lynchings, but do you actually walk down the street anywhere near white people and think to yourself, I might get hung on a tree today? No, you don't. I don't. No, you don't. Are there probably some small pockets in rural America that you might have to actually be scared? Probably. But there's a lot more places that I gotta go where if there's black people that I might get shot at. That's also the truth. And they're not doing it because racism in Delaware. Them kids in Chicago, the reason that they're doing all this wild shit is because their previous generations failed them. That's why. And it's not because of the crack era. All these gangs that people, you know, all the notorious gangs in this country, all of them started before the crack epidemic. Crips, the Bloods, the GDs, the BDs, all those gangs existed before crack. They were out here terrorizing neighborhoods before crack. It got worse with crack, but let's not act like it was just I could sleep outside in front of my house and leave my door open and nothing was gonna happen until crack. No, that's not the case. Not the case. This I'm glad right here. You got this guy. He's like putting his foot down a bit, right? But the other dude, that's really the problem. Okay, and then this one is the worst of the. She is one of the worst you'll ever see in your life. I can't believe they give this woman a microphone. But yeah, black people, if you're fat, change your diet, get a little bit more active. Got diabetes? The answer A applies here too. Got high blood pressure? See answer A. Okay, you can change that. There's supplements, some ashwagandha, something. There's things you can do. And I know for a fact you're not home shaking in your boots because you think there might be someone that's racist. You got to think about if the hospital's gonna call you. If you're in a rough neighborhood, you're more thinking about if someone's calling you because your son or daughter's in the hospital or dead, or they just got picked up for doing something that they shouldn't do. Those are the stresses that a lot of these people in these neighborhoods have to actually worry about. They're not in contact with enough racist white people for that to actually be a concern through their day-to-day life, man. Give me a break, bro. But man, yeah, this is Jamal. We need to get this dude off TV, or get some people that are better at debating. But yeah, man, those are my thoughts on this whole situation. I'm out.